When people are heading into a divorce or custody litigation, they often realize that they need an attorney on their team. What they don't often think about is something called a high conflict relationship coach. That's what we're going to talk about today. I'm Heather O'Connor from O'Connor Family Law. When I went through my own divorce, somewhere around 18 or 19 years ago, what I realized was there was the legal process that you had to make it through, but then there was all this other stuff. It was figuring out who you were again. It was the highs and lows in regards to emotions, where some days I would be really excited, looking forward to the future. Other days I would feel completely crushed about the fact that the relationship that I thought was there for the rest of my life was no longer a thing. I was nervous about how my kids would be in the future, whether or not I was doing the right thing. And really, what was I going to do with the rest of my life at this point? How do you pick up the pieces from a broken relationship? You basically are creating a brand new life. And it's a road that, if you haven't been down it before, can be very overwhelming. So I have always said a divorce judgment or a custody judgment only gets you so far. Those words on a piece of paper can give you things, but if you're not ready to be there, and if you haven't broken the habits that led to your relationship breaking down in the first place, it's pretty common that you can end up just repeating that same pattern that brings you right back to where you started. And when I started this law firm, one of the things I wanted to do was break that cycle. If you walk away with a piece of paper in a divorce that, maybe you paid tens of thousands of dollars in order to get it, it's only as good as those words on the paper. But if you've changed yourself during that process, you can completely change your life. And that's what we're doing with our high conflict relationship coach. This is someone who can come in, can work with our clients in regard to establishing new boundaries, in regards to creating new goals, figuring out what in their life they need to really focus on to make sure that they have a very well-rounded picture moving forward so they can create this really wonderful life that they love living. And that makes their ex a little jealous. Another thing that I saw on the legal side is that the emotions and all the stress and the overwhelmment that often comes along with a divorce causes the client to reach out to their attorney more often than they would if everything was just calm. Now, what does that do? Everybody knows lawyers are expensive. Everybody knows we charge by the hour. So when a client picks up the phone to call their attorney to not talk about the legal aspect, but to talk about how to navigate the emotional side of everything that they're experiencing, that runs up a bill very, very quickly. A relationship coach is going to help deal with those things at a much lower cost than what you're paying for the attorney. So it also benefits the client because they're going to pay less at the end of the day for an even better service, because the attorneys aren't trained to navigate those emotions, to navigate how to help you build boundaries. They can work that into what they do, but they're not going to be spending the one-on-one time with you to make sure that you understand it. And that's where the coach comes in, and it's something that I'm really, really excited for our clients to be able to have. And it also helps us on the legal side, because I honestly believe that when somebody comes in and they start working on themselves and they start focusing on what can I do to change my life, it puts them in a position where the attorney gets a better legal result. So it's a win-win for everyone. So I'm really thankful we have this program. I encourage you to look into it, whether you're with our firm or whether you're somewhere else. Look into it because it's only going to help you get better. Again, my name is Heather O'Connor from O'Connor Family Law.